Hey, how's it going everyone? I came across this beautifully illustrated and well-written manhwa, and honestly I think it's one of the best older manhwas out there. Now, you probably noticed that Witch Hunter is in black and white, drawn more like a manga. That isn't too unusual since a lot of older manhwa used a similar comic style, and personally, I just prefer this over the vertical modern webcomic strip style that's popular today. I've said this in a previous video before. Simplicity leads to complexity. With just black and white, the art forces you to focus on the smallest details. Shading alone can bring out terror, mystery, or emotion in a way that color sometimes can't. Take Tight Kubo for example. His shading work is phenomenal. He blends both black and white seamlessly while still keeping them distinct, creating expressions that are both menacing and unforgettable. Or look at Yukinobu Tatsu's massive spreads, all in black and white, yet packed with so much detail that even when colors added, it barely enhances the artwork. It's already stunning on its own. Now, this isn't to downplay the current strip style manhwa. Some of them genuinely have incredible art, but here's the problem. When they try to do a big spread, they usually have to rotate it sideways, and it honestly kills the impact. So what is Witch Hunter? I've been talking all about it, but you might not even know what it is. Witch Hunter is a manhwa written and illustrated by Jungman Cho. It was first published in South Korea back in 2006 in the magazine Super Champ. The story follows our main character, Tasha Godspell, who, as you probably guessed, is a witch hunter. His main mission is to track down the mysterious Red Witch. So after some much needed research, I figured out the best way to explain his power system. In this world, there is mana, which is actually poisonous to non-witches. So in this world, there are, of course, witches, which are beings who can manipulate mana naturally. This power allows them to use a few types of magic, two of the more important ones being unchanneled and channeled magic. Unchanneled magic is magic used in its rawest form, a witch only needs to have intent and utilizes mana to achieve the desired result. Channeled magic is magic funneled through some physical or spiritual conduits such as spoken spells or a supporter, which is like a minion they give mana to in order to strengthen it. Channeled magic is more precise and has more effectiveness. There are a few other types, but I'll leave that to your read. Now you may be wondering, if witches are the only beings that can use mana, how can there be witch hunters? And I have the answer. So in the witch hunter organization, there are naturals, which are normal human beings who've gone through rigorous training to gain the power to perform feats beyond the average Joe. Like Zing here, one of my favorite characters, is extremely fast. Secondly, there are espers, males that are capable of utilizing a supernatural ability. They are far rarer than witches and only a handful of them exist. An example would be Cougar. He has the power to generate and manipulate electricity. He's alright though, he ain't that much, he ain't crazy. I'm not gonna act like he's cool or whatever. Third would be shamans, which are people that draw their power from the world around them. An example would be the absolute best character ever in the series will be Taurus Doberg, the coolest nigga in the series. Taurus is a part of a family that worships an earth god, and as a result, he and his family have the ability to manipulate the earth. I'm really sorry, I got a little hyper there. Second to last would be witches. That's it. Yep, there's a couple witches that hunt witches, and they do a pretty decent job. There is one last thing, but I'm gonna leave it to your read, as well as most of the information regarding the Witch Hunter organization. Tasha's character is honestly one of the highlights of the series. He's funny, witty, and lighthearted at times, but underneath all of that, he's also a deeply tragic figure. Following his journey makes Witch Hunter both entertaining and emotionally gripping. We learn that Tasha is a money grabber, always worried about how much money he'll have. One thing I do want to talk about is the style. This manhwa has its characters dripped out at all times. The Witch Hunter outfit is very stylish, and Jungman Cho always delivers with his color spreads. I do want to warn, this guy loves making women look attractive is the best way to put it. Like sometimes I'll be trying to, read the fight that's happening, and then it's just like, but enough nonsense. I'm going to talk about what actually happens in Witch Hunter. This video covers just the first 3 chapters and doesn't really go that deep into them. But in the very first chapter, we are introduced to our main character, Tasha Godspell. The story opens with him arriving at a castle where the guards are inspecting everyone who wants to enter. Tasha, of course, is annoyed, wondering why an inspection would take so long. When it's his turn at the gate, he tries to pass himself off as a traveling artist. He shows the doll he's carrying, describing it as having an elegant design, simple hue, and even vocal command functions. The guard isn't impressed at all. In fact, he cuts Tasha off, telling him to shut it, and basically asks who in the world would waste their time watching this garbage. Then he slams the door on him. Tasha, in frustration, protests that this is no way to treat an artist. He even threatens to burn the guards alive, clearly a terrible joke. The guards don't find it funny and immediately arrest him. Inside the cell, Tasha meets a mysterious young woman who mocks him right away, calling him stupid. Tasha turns confused, asking what she said, then bursts out laughing, saying, disregarding a genius like that, they deserved it, and he becomes hysterical. Curious, Tasha questions why this place is so strict compared to others. The woman explains it's because the witch hunters are stationed here. Tasha plays dumb, which shocks her and and interestingly, she even calls him human, at this point hinting at something more. From here, she begins to explain the history of the world. 14 years ago, witches who had once lived peacefully suddenly declared war on humanity. Because of their overwhelming powers, countries began to fall. Within 10 years, 2/3 of the world had been conquered by witches. The surviving nations then formed a multinational institute to fight back, an order of specialists with unique abilities who became known as witch hunters. Their conversation doesn't last long though, because the woman suddenly reveals her true identity. She summons her supporter, causing a massive explosion as a giant golem rises out of the rubble. Clad in her witch attire, she declares she'll turn the entire place into a wasteland. But before she can, 3 witch hunters appear, the Black Star Three Brothers. They vow to not forgive her and a battle erupts. The witch quickly puts up a barrier to block the third brother from interfering. He breaks through, but it's too late. She's already completed a spell that summons an entire army of golems. The brothers prepare to fight, but in a comedic twist, they're completely overwhelmed and defeated almost instantly. That's when Tasha steps in calmly. He remarks, "That woman seems rather troublesome." He greets the witch hunters and cheekily points out that they're supposed to operate in secret, yet he receives such a pompous welcome. He even tries to blackmail one of them about his castle, showing off his sly and mischievous side. But the focus shifts back to the fight. The witch sends her golem charging at him. Tasha doesn't even flinch. Instead, he calls his own supporter, Halloween. In an instant, Halloween slashes the golem to pieces, shocking the witch. She can't understand how a witch hunter like Tasha is able to command a supporter. Still, she's not done. She reminds him that she can create as many servants as she wants, and then casts a spell that renders Halloween's swords ineffective. Tasha doesn't panic. Instead, he draws his weapon, the Colt Custom, a gun that fires monocharged bullets. He takes aim, unleashing a barrage of gunfire that tears through her servants. Then with confidence, he declares, "Witch Hunter, A-Class, Western Affiliation, Tasha Godspell, alias, Magic Bullet Marksman. Remember it well." Chapter 2 picks up just a few days later. Tasha is lamenting the fact that he didn't catch the witch, and more importantly, that he's completely broke and starving. But then the scene shifts back to the fight, and the witch is preparing to escape on her broomstick. Tasha scoffs and questions her motives, asking her why she believes that she can just leave everything like this. She fires back, asking if he truly believes that he can stop her, then commands her golem to self-destruct. The explosion forces Tasha to take cover, and by the time the smoke clears, she's gone. Back in the present, Tasha grumbles, "If I caught her then, I wouldn't be this hungry now." His supporter Halloween asks why they have no money left, and asks him didn't he make a crazy amount from the Glorian Castle that one time. Tasha casually admits he already spent it all, plus the money he blackmailed from Baron Sharon. Furious, Halloween demands to know what they're supposed to do if he spends everything so recklessly. Tasha simply shrugs. "You have to quickly spend money that you earn. Life itself is short. Don't you agree?" Halloween, fed up, raises its swords and says, "Then I'll send you off that much quicker." When Tasha blocks the attack, Halloween is impressed. The two keep bickering until the witch suddenly reappears, amused at the sight of them. Tasha demands to know why she's here again, and she reminds him that she did say they'd meet again soon. Tasha, only thinking about money, grins. "This is perfect. A source of income just dropped at my feet. This time I won't fail. I'll get paid for sure." The witch summons her true supporter, a massive ogre-like beast named Sarutu, wielding a huge sword. Sarutu easily smashes through Halloween's blades and sends it flying. Tasha tries shooting it, but Sarutu unleashes a deafening roar that stops the bullets mid-air. Just as the monster is about to crush Tasha, the witch calls. She reveals that Sarutu is her real supporter. The golem from before was just a test to gauge Tasha's strength. Tasha realizes she's been targeting him specifically, but before he can act, she changes the subject, asking about the Red Witch. This catches Tasha completely off guard. How does she know that? She begins to burn away in flames, fading from sight, but before disappearing, she tells him the Red Witch is in Mountainville. It's only a day's journey. Tasha presses her for more answers. How does she know, and why is she telling him? She only hints that she wants to interfere with another woman's plans, leaving Tasha with more questions than answers. Back with Halloween, Tasha debates whether it's a trap or not. Halloween's swords are broken, and he knows he needs backup. Reluctantly, he contacts the Witch Hunter Western Regional Center. The operator is shocked that Tasha, of all people, is asking for help. She informs him only one person is available, and while they prepare the magical portal, she reaches out to Zing. Zing, amused, says this should be interesting. When he arrives through the portal, Tasha greets him with an annoyed scowl. Zing asks why he looks so displeased. Tasha mutters that if headquarters wanted to help, they could have at least sent someone useful. He even calls Zing an inferior package and requests to The two immediately fall into banter. Zing examines Halloween's shattered blades and insists it'll take too long to repair, which is why witch hunters should work in teams. Tasha snaps back, saying that he'd rather be alone than stuck with a skirt chaser like Zing. Zing laughs it off, saying, "Why don't you just cancel the quest then?" And Tasha admits the only reason he asks for help is because he can't afford any delays. Not even a single day. As they discuss the mission, they learn that an A-class witch hunter known as Blessing of the Earth, the GOAT by the way, has already been dispatched to Mountainville, meaning their help might not even be necessary. But this revelation only makes Tasha more anxious. He bolts towards Mountainville, thinking about how much they can't afford to be late. When they arrive, the town seems eerily quiet. Tasha asks Zing if he sees a witch in red. He better leave her to him. He insists he'll deal with her personally, with his own 2 hands. Suddenly, explosions erupt and the battle between witches and hunters begins. The sheer magnitude of the destruction shocks them both. Then amid the rubble, Tasha sees her, the witch in red. And in a stunning twist, the red witch is revealed to be Tasha's younger sister. Thank you so much guys for watching this video even after it took me so long to actually upload it. This is my first video I've ever edited on Premiere Pro. All my other previous videos were on Filmora. So I really, if you guys made it to this point, please tell me where you think I could improve, you know, what I could do better, of course. Those mean the same thing. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and always remember this. That last part was supposed to say sister, by the way.
Dear God, love Jesus.
Peace. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.